jism like more scientific? Jism sounds like it might be more legitimate.
Yeah, it does. We've got the...
You suggested that jism is like the Latin.
Yeah.
It's like equine for
We
horse.
studied the jism sample and found...
Yeah.
Please, my mother called me jism. Call me jizz.
Is it just JISM? Jism?
I would have thought there'd be a Y in there.
I thought it was just a UM after jizz.
You know when they say jism, you're in trouble.
When someone assassinates somebody, they say jism, not just jizz. It's like all three names.
Oh, I get you. Okay.
Yeah, we're going in. We're doing well there. All right, so that's everything?
I believe so. Jism.
Did we begin with jism?
I think so. It seems on brand.
No, yeah, it's
Jism
not-
seems on brand.
It's certainly not off-brand. Fuck, are we on a tilt again? We're not on a tilt, are we? We're okay.
I can't quite tell.
I can never tell. Hammer, you're in the middle, but you're blind, as we found out.
Yeah.
You finally revealed vulnerability during Elliot's episode. You guys were like, Tom had a lisp, you need glasses. I was like, pussies.
Yeah. I mean, Elliot has HIV, but they're all pretty...
Hey, that's not weak, that's brave.
I'm also half deaf in my left ear. But I
Half
think-
deaf?
Half deaf. I thought we knew that. You knew that.
I know that.
There we go.
It's been a real shame for me.
I think even a lot of the floggers know that, given the memes.
Dan's
The flog memes.
Dan's like, oh, I always thought you were quite a keen listener. You've always given me your full attention.
I mean, Hammer hears the voices inside his head loud and clear, being like, when's it my turn to talk?
Yeah. They're just making breathing noises into his ears. You've still got a parasite or something? You're still not good?
Parasite,
No,
team,
they think-
Parasite,
they-
directed by a Korean bloke. Parasite.
I went and saw a neurologist and...
They studied your brain.
she
And
was a
his
woman.
jism.
It was a woman.
Yeah, believe it or not. And so she reckons that it's... I've got to do some more tests, but...
How far into the session did you find out she was a neurologist? Like, wow, this receptionist is asking a lot of questions.
Man, this nurse is really taking up a lot of the doctor's time.
So she asked me a bunch of questions, and she reckons that it is probably... they're calling it long COVID these days, but it's been around for long before COVID. Just post-viral fatigue.
Post-viral fatigue.
Yeah.
Got to stop going viral, Hammer.
Man, I think your Instagram's got that too, actually. Yes. Yes. As
true, my views-
our bet's heating up. I was losing.
My views have
big
been
time.
dropping. So do you know about the latest on this bet? So we had a bet.
The last bet was 200 for you and
No,
what,
it was 250.
250 for you.
So at Melbourne Comedy Festival this year, back in April, we had a dumb bet when I was on 170,000 followers on Instagram and Dan was on a pathetic 19.7 thousand, and I had a bet with him.
You know that it's exactly that, right? Because he's got it in the spreadsheet. It's not just people's followers, it's by the month.
And so we had a bet that I could get to 250,000, so that's an extra 80 before he got an extra 10.3K and got to 30. And it was meant to be as some kind of way to encourage Dad to experiment with online content.
Yes.
And in the end, I kept growing until I petered out a couple of months ago when, the memory of me being part of Yeah Mad had fizzled out and I wasn't going as viral anymore with any of my new stuff. And so the comeback began.
It's true.
Dan started posting up just more of the same bullshit.
Yeah.
Just
And by
stand-up.
bullshit, he means stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
You know that thing that I
we
do
all
for a living?
I think I just sold my most tickets ever for the last 3 days.
But like they were really like well produced, great audio, funny jokes, and
Funny jokes?
And I hate
That's
that,
nice.
and I hate that was going well for him because it really discouraged him from trying anything else.
Yeah.
But now we're down to
I
the
was
wire.
very close to doing unfunny jokes.
Yeah. Stitch incoming.
Now
Wait for my react.
Yeah.
And it's to Hammer's clips being like, this is very good, isn't it? I understand the genre he's parroting. Very good job. That Milinkovic is underrated.
I hate that the most viral one I did recently was just that what is it called? Just a stitch on that on some loser from Vegas going on about how many chicks he slept with, and
How many chicks was it?
it's like something like 2,500.
For the fact you hate it, you seem to bring it up a lot.
Well,
He's got a spreadsheet for that too. Number of chicks fucked by Australian comedians.
send-
Who would top that list, do you reckon? Is that a question we can ask off the Patreon?
I think we could ask it on. Surely Tommy Little, right?
Little.
Famously, Tommy Little is slaying puss, and
Is
he's
that
quite
right?
open about it. I believe.
Yeah,
Hit me
okay.
up there.
I believe that's pretty much like a segment on his radio show every week.
Who I fucked this week?
Did Tommy get laid? Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
It's great content. It's pretty good stuff.
He'd
Yeah.
surely be up there.
Stitch incoming.
I wonder if there's anyone. You reckon there's any like dark horses?
Rowan Ganju, I believe you said, was a bit of a...
I mean, he is dark.
Yeah, is that what you meant? Dark horses? Dark horse cock?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. No, I don't know. Like in the
Well,
the quiz, the only thing that's hard, like Tom Gleeson, just really getting it in.
Oh, yeah.
There's not a lot of notable players.
Judith
in-
Lucy's a bit loose.
Judith
Judith Lucy.
That's a nickname.
But I think we should just clarify. Judith Lucy and Tom Gleeson were not actually saying get a lot of action.
Yeah. Tommy Little, on the other hand,
Yes.
famously.
Famously, happy with that.
Yeah.
But the other one just like, can you imagine like getting that? Like Denise Scott calls up Judith Lucy, being like, I was listening to Flog Cabin as I always do.
Hit a couple
Turns
heaps of
out you're
dick.
getting a lot of dick. These disrespectful young men.
Yeah. Is this because it's probably because I have this bet with Andrew Hamilton about who's going to get to 100,000 followers first?
Well, we're down to the wire now. Dan has about 3,000 to go to win the bet, and I have 10,000 to go.
Okay.
So
close.
this is...
How's the escape velocity? What kind of track are you on? Are
I'm
you
picking
really
back
petering
up
out?
since the OG crew
The OG's
launched.
crew's coming back.
I'm fizzling
Coming
out.
back hard.
According to Instagram, I've only had one funny joke.
Yeah. Yeah, but
That's ever.
and as we all know, one funny joke equals one half funny truth or dare.
Wait to see the reaction from the bench, though. That really carries it across the line. How is the OGs doing? That's like for the freaks on Reddit who follow this just for OGs updates.
Yeah.
Is there anything you'd like to let them know? Any scoops?
Well, I think we're getting pretty close to hitting 500,000 subscribers.
What are you going to do with the plaque? Who's going to keep the plaque?
I think you
Can
can
you bring?
order
Can we
multiple-
just have it on this podcast, even though we only have?
just have it one on the back wall, cabin?
Exactly.
That would be sick. Everyone's like, man, 500,000 subscribers. That's great. Just they zoom in. They're like, wait, who? The OG crew.
Wow, this show has 500,000 subscribers, but this video has 112 views.
I think you might be when you're part of a team. I think you might be able to order multiple plaques.
Well, you think it's like the Super Bowl? Everyone gets a ring.
Yeah.
It might be. I don't know. So we haven't checked that, but we are due for one for the 100K subscriers, and then
Which is silver? Is that silver?
that's a silver one,
Yeah.
and then we hopefully will be due soon enough for 1 million. That'd be really nice.
Is there another plaque after 1 million?
Yeah, then there's 10 million. That's a diamond. That's the real nice one.
Okay, like and YouTube foots the bill.
I think you may pay for it, but it can't be
No,
much.
seriously.
Oh, I don't know.
Surely paying for it is
Look,
just outrageous.
Last time we
That's
weren't
like getting
involved in
lines
that
on your blazer.
process. It just came, and then we got a photo with it, and then it went into wherever, Benny McGee's filing cabinet was for those kind of things.
Friend of the pod, Ben McGee.
Ben
We're a
McGee,
big
really
fan.
good friend of the pod.
Would never say
Keep-
anything liable about that guy. Not on the Patreon, but you
keeps
might
his
want to check.
plaques in there and his secrets.
So anyway, if I'm allowed to get my own one, I'm happy to
He
have
recently
it.
hit 100 or something else.
But we're hitting like 500,000 views on each video within the first 24 hours, which seems quite strong for a new channel.
I mean, I wouldn't know. I've got one funny joke, and boy, do I check on it. I think I check on it more than the baby.
Yeah. Is it one funny joke or is it one controversial joke? Because I think the ones you've been doing best are the ones where you make a claim that's geographically false and people let you know it.
Tom, it's good to hear you're active in the comment section. As I
Stay
continue
out of
geography lessons.
Stay out of
Perth, you dog. You're not welcome
For anyone who
here.
didn't see that, that was truly my favorite. I think I might have read it out after the special was on air. But like, yeah, I actually, I'm going to post it soon, but I got the crowds in Perth to flip me off and I took a photo of them.
That's fun.
And I'm going to send them to the lady and see if she has anything to say in response.
Yeah.
But yeah, what did she say? Just for any floggers who aren't in the backstory, when I especially out on Channel 7, I got this DM to my personal Facebook, not even professional. No one wants you in Western Australia after what you said. Good luck to you in your tracksuit, spoilt boy with no respect. Good luck in life. We're not going to dox her. That's rude. But yeah, it's funny because posting people are like, good luck in life. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's on a nice note.
Yeah.
Just not in Western Australia. Live that life elsewhere.
Yeah. It's like you ever see those memes where it's like, now read this from the bottom up. And it's really kind.
I mean, anyone that doesn't have to go to Perth usually has had good luck in life, really.
Whoa. Are you slacking off Perth where your beloved lives?
Yeah.
No, I spent a lot of time. It's my second home, so I'm allowed to make fun of them.
Let me tell you something about Perth. That flight feels longer every time. Remember the first time, I'm like, it's not that bad. Then like now I'm like, holy shit, I'm going to die up here.
Yeah. The flight back, they say it's faster, but it just feels that way. You live longer when you fly back from Perth.
I have to go premium economy every time when I fly to Perth. I did
Premium economy?
I can't.
Somebody's doing pretty well. Someone's got that sweet pluck money.
Wait, is this on Virgin? On Virgin?
On Virgin.
Economy X. Come on.
Yeah.
It's not premium economy.
Well,
Is it
what
called
kind-
Economy X?
yeah, he
Economy
gets a
X.
little bit more leg room.
I have to have the leg room. If I'm doing 4.5 hours on a plane, 5 hours, I've got to have a little bit of extra leggy.
Because you're a real wriggler on the flight. Actually, on the flight back yesterday, I had this, never seen this before. When we landed, lady stands up and just said, I wanted to thank the flight attendants for their hard efforts today, but I need to thank somebody else. Our Lord, God, and Savior for landing this plane. Like, did it? Like the full American fucking speech. Like, sin has kept you from having a relationship with him. And it was
actually that much.
yeah, dude. She went like 60. She was a whole TikTok, 60 seconds.
Wow.
And,
I mean,
in true Australian fashion, no one even turned around. It was just like, shut the fuck up.
yep. When I hear someone say like that, I'm like, you know what? I wish the plane had have actually crashed and taken me out and her.
You willing to sacrifice yourself for this annoying lady?
Yeah.
But I was thinking about it because like it's annoying when it's that, but like people kind of tolerate it. Like she doesn't get arrested, nothing happens. Switch her to praising a Muslim god. Switch it. I just want to thank Allah for landing the plane. Everyone's like, whoa.
Yeah, and switch it to her thanking Allah halfway through the flight.
That is worse.
Then you're like, then you start to panic. Hold on.
No, but like genuinely, I think she should have had some consequences for that. I think it's double standard. I think it's bullshit. I'm like, you're thanking a god, it's freaking everybody out. Just because it's the Christian one doesn't mean you get a free pass.
Well, do you think it's any god but the Muslim one you could thank and it would be fine?
I just want to thank L. Ron Hubbard for making me happy again.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lord Satan. Can you thank the devil?
You could probably thank the devil.
I think you probably thank the devil. You definitely thank Buddha. They'd be fine with that, I reckon.
Buddha, yeah, Buddha, be fine.
Buddha's fine.
What about like Vishnu?
Well, you can't because you'd run out of time naming all the Hindu gods. No one's got time for that.
Tom, do you know any Hindu gods?
Vishnu, Shiva.
Yes. Yeah, I know. That's my tap out as well.
Yeah.
Two.
Ganesh.
Yeah.
Not
Is that
bad.
that's the elephant?
I mean, that's the Trinity. That's the top three. That's the podium.
Brahman, I think.
Nah, Brahmin is just a class within the Indian caste system.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the Brahmins.
Yeah.
Number one. They're number one.
But it was Indian related, so that's pretty good. Tendulkar?
Tom just buries it. Butter chicken. Come on. Surely.
Sitar. What is sitar?
That's where the World Cup was a few years ago. Yeah, I'd never seen it. It really gave me the heebie-jeebies. I really didn't like it. It really felt like America coming here, because I feel like we laugh at America because that's where the crazy people on the plane are. Like that lady who was like, "You're not real," and then like walks off and shit. I thought we were normal.
I watched the UFC last night. It's at Madison Square Garden in New York City, and John Jones, when he wins the fight, he says, they ask him, tell us about what's next for your career. He's like, well, before I do that, I think there's one person I really need to thank, and that's Jesus Christ. And the crowd went nuts. And it's just that reminder of like, oh yeah, it's not just like Bible Belt America. It's not like deep at the heart it takes America. It's all of it. They love Jesus so much.
And this is after he just did the Trump dance.
Oh, he did the Trump dance. They like Trump too.
He did the Trump dance.
He did the Trump dance.
You know me, I don't watch the UFC.
And gave his Trump belt to Trump.
Is Trump two belt?
Two belts the sequel.
Man, if you read that meme backwards, it makes so much sense.
He did give his two Trump belt too. Yeah, they also
two Trump two belt.
two Trump two belt. They also went nuts for Trump. They love Trump. They love Jesus.
I mean,
similar guys.
Trump is the second coming, I believe.
Yeah.
Wait, the third coming.
Yeah.
Jesus is the second coming.
Yeah.
The Jews don't believe that though. That's right, isn't it?
Jews don't believe that
Jesus was the guy. He was just some guy.
He was a prophet.
He was just a tradie.
Yes.
Who was a bit mouthy.
Yeah, and believed the right things until he didn't.
Yeah, died doing what he loved, woodwork.
Yep.
Woodwork.
No? Just trying to get the cross on side. Yeah.
Do you think it's like one of those pranks you see on TikTok of tradies on the new apprentices? Guys, let me down. No, seriously.
Wait, yeah, we'll just get the left-handed screwdriver. We'll come back real soon, mate. 3 days later, oh, fuck, what have we done? his boss is the contractor.
Yeah.
Oh, his dad's the contractor. Fuck.
They rolled around,
nearly got it.
rolled away the boulder, and all they found was 3 empty cans of Monster energy drink.
And a milk crate.
Milk crate.
She's been on smoko for 3 days. That's why I think it's not clouds. It's just puffs of smoke up there.
Yeah,
Look, so we've really covered some comedy tropes here. We've done well.
sure.
But John Jones, bad guy. That's the one thing. Like, he seems to be the best at the UFC, but he also seems to be a total piece of shit.
Yeah, I think more or less. I think I don't think he's been. So the big things that he did was he was driving and he ran through a red light and he smashed in the side of a car that ended up being driven by a pregnant woman and then ran away from the crash site. Mm-hmm. And because he ran away, everyone's assuming that he was under the influence of something. He's tested positive for performance-enhancing drugs. He, I think, has had allegations of domestic violence, but I don't know if they were proven or not.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I'm not a great guy.
But
Am
then
I?
he's also the pound for pound number 1. So
Yeah, that's
it's
true.
Like, it's complicated.
It is complicated.
The complication is he is good at one thing.
Yeah, you got to separate the martial art from the martial artist.
That's good. That was well done. All right.
He's not got one thing. He's got great strikes. He's also got great jiu-jitsu. So, there's multiple things there.
And I heard he's very evasive inside and outside the octagon.
Oh, yeah.
You can't touch this bloke. He's moving. He's moving quick. Okay.
But he's very quick. He's a big God guy.
Big God guy.
Always bigs up to Jesus Christ. And, God has forgiven me and I am trying to improve in the eyes of the Lord, etc.
Well, I can tell you this much. If I ever get into the US and I start to go well over there, I'll be thanking God all the time.
Just generally?
Yeah, mid-set, like anytime.
Everybody take a second. At the end of your shows, you thank the servers and God.
Yeah, I'm going to roll the dice and be like, I'd like to thank the troops.
Well, I've spoken before about how when I was in jail, I don't know if you guys have heard, but when I was in jail,
You were in jail?
I I'd heard a voice tell me to do comedy, and I don't know what that voice was, but if I'm in America, it's definitely God.
Right. But in Australia, it's like a fellow inmate.
Yeah.
Or Kyle Sandilands. Just a voice.
But in America, that's definitely going to be God because that narrative sounds better.
That's true. The God asked you to do comedy. That's why we're all here tonight. To pray. I can't imagine you leading people in prayer, but your dad and your mum, like the whole religious history, you're probably closer to God than anyone else in this podcast.
But also, people for a long time have felt very comfortable at confessing things to me, and so I feel like that's. That's godly in some way, is it not?
I suppose in some ways I'm rather godly, I suppose, when you think
People
about
tell
it.
me things about themselves.
I don't know if it's just because I've done a lot of cocaine with a lot of people, but people seem to open up to me.
They just
Or
tell
it's
me
like,
everything.
hey, you know who's not going to judge me? My coke dealer. Only God can judge me. Hamo is going to be like, man, that's not that bad. What about what I just did?
I've done way worse. Yeah,
I've done worse earlier today.
I wrote a whole book about it. Read it. Read it now.
Oh, you said you had something you wanted to ask me about the book?
Oh yeah, I was
it's
reading
got
the
notes.
book. Yeah, I got
Here we go.
I took a little photo of the page
done
because
research.
this is what it took for me to read your book, and I have nothing against you, Hamo, and I support you in all your endeavors. But version doesn't have Wi-Fi, so I was stuck.
Oh, you poor man. You had to resort to reading my book.
Yeah, analog Wi-Fi, just things I had on me. I could open them up and scroll.
All right.
Um,
How
but was this
far are you into the book?
hard copy though?
hard copy.
Right, so you had it with you. It wasn't like you just were.
Well,
it wasn't like
I've
it was with the in-flight magazine.
It's actually in the back of all the chairs on Virgin.
Exactly.
You had it there for emergencies, clearly, right?
Yeah, the emergency instructions menu are in the middle. But no, I thought it was funny because I was reading the book.
What page did you get up to?
I got up to like 120.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Very easy reading, nice reading. You can get through it.
That was like further than I got.
Yeah, but I was assured the ending was great. And then I got 250,000 followers, and Dan had to buy me dinner.
Is that what the bed's for? We never actually said what the stakes were.
Yeah, it's good.
I did.
I think it's quite literally steaks, wasn't it?
We're going to go out on a double date.
Double date.
Yeah, with our partners, and the loser pays for all the dinner. Except you said that if you lose, you're choosing the wine.
Correct.
Because last time I got a bit silly with the.
Yeah, the
choosing
flog, on the
wines.
Flog Cabin night out, Hammer with the wine list, forgetting that he's not an active drug dealer. He's retired.
Yeah.
Look, we were having a nice night out.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't love the way that Muggleton responded to the extra $100 bottle of wine. It's like, fucking just deal with it. We're having a nice time.
There we go. It wasn't a $1,300 bottle of Burgundy, by the way. That's what I used to buy when I was drug dealing. So, like,
Did you just say an extra $100 bottle of wine?
Yeah, it was like
$100 per bottle.
It was like $250 or $300.
It was $500 a bottle.
It was not $500.
It was $500 a bottle.
I think it was about $250.
I think it was $250 a bottle.
Ooh, I don't know. Either way.
Check the receipt.
But thank you for supporting us on the Patreon. We're using your money wisely.
So wait, is it an restaurant of the winner's choosing?
Yeah.
I mean, we're pretty drunk when we made this bet. I don't know if you know. It was like 2 a.m. You're like, oh, no, I'll fucking get more followers.
It'll be a nice dinner without taking the piss, is I think the ballpark.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Actually, yeah, it might be a nice time. We could probably do it. We could probably do it without the bet. But this is how men need to hang out. Hey, do you want to get dinner? Just you, me, nigga. Mary, it's just like, fuck no, dude. Only if you lose.
I would absolutely not agree to this if it wasn't a bet.
Loser has to tell the other person a vulnerable detail about themselves.
Or a bet, and loser gives the other person a lift home and asks how they've been recently. Men are pathetic. Let's not suggest otherwise.
I cannot imagine suggesting this scenario otherwise. Yeah.
I mean, Tom, this is a fun story from Tom. It's like I did someone a favor and they were like, oh, thank you so much. Let us take you out to dinner. You, my partner, like, you know, your partner, like, we'll all go out for dinner. And I'm like, but now I'm doing you 2 favors, you know? And Tom adores that.
I really like it, but I don't like it when you tell it.
Okay.
Well, Tom, if you ever want to go out for dinner with Nikki and I, let's just make a bet.
Yeah, okay.
If Dan gets to 30,000 followers. No, I think like surely when the Flog Cabin Instagram overtakes Tom's personal Instagram, we'll all go out to dinner with all our partners.
Yep.
And Tom can pay.
It's a fucking awful day. Awful day.
Beatty's like oddly disappointed in you.
Yeah.
And you're like, I don't think you're quite about this shit at all. It's like, seriously, less than the podcast, Tom. The podcast is terrible.
Well,
Yeah, it's like, so this table is just for people with over 20,000 Instagram followers. It's just the 4 of you and Beatty. Posting photos of the dog. They're going well. I don't know.
Oh, well, dude. Cooper's a good dog. All right, so here we go. The thing for the book that I thought was funny. This particular paragraph, it's about Hammer's introduction to mushrooms. There's an origin story. Like it's like a Spider-Man movie or some shit.
Is this a story that you didn't know? I feel like I know this story.
Well, it's just a certain bit of writing here that I think you guys will appreciate.
Okay.
I
know I'll appreciate it because I wrote it.
As a little theme, I wrote it. Yeah, went to prison.
Why is the entire book in quotation marks?
On the front cover, there's a quotation mark, and the back cover is another one. Allegedly. Sorry. So Eric looked at me and laughed. I know that. Trust me. These are strong men. You will only need half each. Here's 4 straws. You guys share. He's talking about the mushroom shakes.
Yep.
They get on Mushroom Mountain in Copenhagen, Thailand.
Yes.
And so here's the paragraph that I liked. And so we did. We drank down the strong fruit drink and it tasted perfectly fine. Although when I had the plastic cup in my hand, I could see sprinkles of something darker inside the drink I was ingesting. The mushrooms. He Rory Load in the book. Yes. I wrote that. I was like, he fucking did it. He did it.
But we knew there were mushrooms in the drink, didn't we? That wasn't like a reveal.
Exactly. He Rory loaded.
Yeah. Well, you know, I was afraid people might have forgotten that from 2 sentences before.
It's like my favorite scene in Fight Club where Edward Norton says, and I was Tyler Durden the whole time.
I haven't been feeling myself recently because I was Tyler Durden.
I see dead people, and it's you, Bruce Willis.
Dude, so good.
So then I began a trip out on drugs
Yeah.
from the mushrooms
That were in the drink.
that I just ingested.
Wow, how do you know the book by heart? That's so impressive.
He's been studying it religiously. But yeah, no, I've been enjoying it. But yeah, I think the Floggers would like a full book report, and I'm quite happy to deliver it. When I'm done, in case any twists and turns, I wonder if he ever gets out of prison.
Which
How does the hearing in the Supreme Court go? I don't know.
I heard it's a grisly end. It doesn't all work out. Yeah.
Wait, Andrew Hamilton dies at the end of the book? But who's this?
You guys thought I was Andrew Hamilton?
It's been Clint all along. That's a cellmate in the book. I don't know if you've read it.
Oh, okay. He's like Don Draper.
I've been watching Mad Men.
Oh,
Tom.
me too.
You've been rewatching?
Rewatching.
I never could get into it.
I was never into it, and then like it's a great veg show. Like we put the baby to sleep, and we're just kind of like and like Mad Men. It's easy, it's fun.
Yeah,
It's fun viewing. I finally got to your favorite scene, Tom. The scene you've quoted to me the most.
So you're deep into it. You're into the end.
Season 5, yeah,
right.
in there. The one where it's like, so like Don Draper has like, there's like 2 ideas for a pitch, and one's the young kid and one's Don Draper, and he like leaves the other guys in the cab and only pitches his own idea. And then like in this thing, and he's like kind of confronting him about it, and the young guy's like, I feel sorry for you. And Don Draper goes, I don't think about you at all, and walks out of the lift. It's Tom's favorite scene.
It's everything that I wish I was and never will be.
I just thought it reminded you of your dad.
Well, the part when he leaves, I guess.
You want to be?
Yeah, he's going to get lunch with me.
You want to be more of a prick?
No, just that thing of like, I really don't care what you think of me, but I care so much about what everyone thinks about me. That meme about missing Tom's best joke of the episode made my whole week. I'm still floating. I didn't even get the meme. What's the Dragon Balls about? I'm genuine there. What are the Dragon Balls about? Why is that the thing?
But you know, that's show Dragon Ball Z.
Kind of.
You get the Dragon Balls, you get to make a wish.
Right, okay.
So I think the idea is like his wish is like that people would acknowledge when you have the good joke on the show.
Oh, that's nice. So I have to do it, 7 more times?
Yeah, and then again on Namek.
Was this one of Carlos's memes?
This was Flogger Carlos.
Flogger Carlos
getting involved.
Great memes.
Was good. Yeah, we're liking the cabin memes. Wait, not to completely segue stitch this, but were we supposed to talk about squirting today?
We sure were.
We can talk about squirting.
Because I got a message, because I think it comes from the Mike G episode. Mike Goldstein talking about squirting and the fact that it's piss, and it seems to have riled up some floggers.
Well, it also, I don't know if it riled me up, but it triggered a fond memory of my own squirting adventure.
Your own squirting adventure. You squirted?
Yeah, who'd you squirt on?
How did he get you there? How many fingers did he use? Hammer's like crossing his legs, like, stop. I'm going to pee.
The fingers he's using is for tickling?
How old would I have been? I must have been like...
Oh, God, I don't know how that's done.
30?
Oh, wow, okay.
That's a much safer number than I thought we were going for there.
30, 32, I would have been around the
Yeah.
And I matched with this girl on Tinder, and we'd hooked up a couple of times, and then she came over to my place in Surrey Hills, and she was a big drinker. Like, we went out to like a restaurant, and she
Foreshadowing.
I don't know why I brought that up. Anyway.
she just like, yeah, she just like, I like to drink. You know,
You do. You love it.
Yeah, but she got like at a restaurant. It was like 7 p.m. We're at a restaurant, a French restaurant in Surrey Hills, and she ordered like a cocktail, a wine, and a shot all at the same time.
What, at the start of the meal?
Start of the meal.
That's outrageous.
Shot of what?
Tequila.
Yeah, right.
And
During a dinner.
and like
Was it a Mexican dinner?
French restaurant, it just
French
said.
French restaurant, so probably not.
and,
It's a real twist.
and
Burrito à l'orange.
and
Do
so,
tacos. s'il vous plaît.
Taco escargot, s'il vous plaît.
yeah. So we ended up like getting fuck-eyed very quickly, but then we went back to my place and we did some cocaine and we had sex in the kitchen.
So that was Mexican themed.
Having sex in the kitchen.
Ah, cocaine.
And we had sex in the kitchen and she squirted everywhere, like all over the kitchen floor. It was like the floods of Babylon. It was like, there was just...
Can we give her some credit? Of all the rooms.
That's true.
Tiled floor, surely.
Well, yeah.
The sink is right there.
It was. I
You had a dish towel?
needed a mop to... Like, it was just everywhere. It was like you needed a canoe to get through the kitchen. And
1 or 2 men.
and then after we finished having sex, she had a text from her friend saying, "What are you up to?" And she replied, one of the funniest replies I've ever seen in the history of the world. She just replied, "Snortin and Squirtin." What are you up to? Snortin and Squirtin.
Isn't that the title of your second book?
It was just snorting and then the N. Snorting and squirting.
Yeah.
Right. And any G's on the snorting and squirting?
No.
Didn't think so.
Snorting and squirting.
That thing where the text message autocorrects it to the G and she goes back to
fix
deletes it.
Snorting and
I'm
squirting.
snorting and squirting.
I was like,
snorting and
Jesus
squirting.
Christ, that's so aggressive.
Snorting, ampersand, squirting.
Yeah.
Only up to
Guns N' Roses and apostrophe.
Snorting and squirting. Again.
Snorting and squirting.
So, yeah. All time. What a reply.
What do you remember what day of the week it was?
It was a weekend.
Saturday?
Yeah, it was
Snortin, Squirtin Saturday?
Can't
3
remember.
S's?
Triple S.
Triple S?
Sure, we'll say it was
Snortin, Squirtin Sunday.
Yeah. But it was a good time.
It was a good time. Was this the only time she squirted with you, or the only time that you guys hooked up? Or
It was the second time. We only hooked up twice. That was the second time. I don't think we saw each other again after that.
Whose decision was that?
Probably hers, because that sounds like something I would have wanted to do again.
I was like, I bought a canoe and everything. Got a little life vest. I was primed.
It's not in Squirtin.
Because we're talking about it. I don't know, peeing people in the shower, because like the hotel I was in Perth had a very similar shower situation where you could see it from both sides.
Right.
But it had a curtain for like modesty. So you could put like the curtain down and it blocked the shower from the bed, or you could put the curtain up, you can see the shower from the bed.
Oh,
but
wait.
also next to it, the closet led into the bathroom. So you could open the door of the closet, then open the other side of the closet and walk through that into the bathroom.
So it was a walk-through closet.
We didn't have to. I don't think you were meant to, but you could.
Is this some kind of weird sex Narnia?
No.
Narnia?
Mr. Tidmus, don't stop. You got me the line, you got me the which, where's the wardrobe? Let's go.
I'm trying to picture
where was this accommodation?
So you entered and there was like the bed on the left, and there was
Where were you staying?
the Doubletree in Northbridge.
Okay.
Yeah, and it was just like the closet. I think you were supposed to be able to access the closet from both sides, but that meant you could just kind of walk through the closet into the bathroom, which felt very bizarre.
So you could access the closet from the bathroom or from the bedroom.
Yeah, like as in
Guess
like,
so.
I want to get the robe. I don't want to go out of the bathroom yet.
That kind of makes sense. I've never thought about that before.
so-
It does, but it was just like, it sounded like a little hidey hole.
Yeah.
So it was just two ways to access the clothes rather than use being designed as a thoroughfare.
I don't think it was designed as a thoroughfare, but I really wanted to walk through
Yeah.
the whole time. If I was a littler fella, I would have given it a bash.
Oh, so it was short?
It was a closet. It had like the thing over the top. But it was just very strange. I'd never seen that before.
I would want to use it as a thoroughfare.
I think you would, right?
Yeah.
Was it dual rack? Was it sort of like, bottom clothes rack, top clothes rack?
Nah, single rack.
Single rack. Yeah, right. And you could see the shower like through into the bathroom, or was the shower?
Correct. And the toilet was directly through the shower.
Oh, okay.
Which is an insane choice.
Yes.
So like you open up the curtain of the shower, you could just be sitting on the toilet going for it, and you're like getting revealed. Like a wrestler's entry. I like to think the Stone Cold Steve Austin theme is playing.
Yeah.
Glass shatters.
Glass shatters.
Flush. Yeah. That kind of vibe.
Yeah.
But it was very, very strange. I don't understand the bathroom access in new hotel design. I feel like there's more and more of it. Like the slats, you ever get those like plantation shutters in the bathroom? It's just like, why? Who wants this? That doesn't keep the smell in or out.
It doesn't.
Definitive.
It does not. I want to be very clear.
Well, because when I stayed in like a villa in Bali, they had that kind of setup, and I had Bali belly, and I wish that there had been better protection for the smell for Nikki, because it was really our first date. It was
You're on your first date to Bali.
Yeah, we're not normal people. We hooked up in Perth one night. We're like, hey, we should hang out again. Like, what if we went to Bali for a week together? Wouldn't that be crazy?
That's the most Perth/drug dealer thing I've ever heard.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, you want to see each other again? Let's go international.
Well, she was.
I wanna go to Kuta.
She's an ex-stripper. I'm an ex-drug dealer. Look, we're cliches. What do you want? You know,
We're stuck in our old ways.
just with way less money.
I brought heaps of singles for some reason. I don't know. Just wanted to make her feel comfortable.
So wait, because Mike Goldstein in the episode, he made the accusation that squirting is in fact fake and it's just piss. How do you feel about that, having had first-hand experience?
I don't think it is piss.
Okay.
I don't think it.
Dan, have you ever had this experience? I've never had this experience.
I have had this experience.
Okay.
Firstly, the way it comes out looks like it's more of a gushing kind of thing, and it just the color and the texture and the smell is different to urine.
Different. Like, you reckon?
Yep.
It's liquid.
It's liquid, but it doesn't.
It's a little bit acidic.
It doesn't. What did you taste it?
I didn't taste it. Did you taste it?
Well, you're saying it's acidic. Well,
I think it's got a pungent aroma.
He did a litmus test. He tested the pH.
I decanted it.
nothing about
Let it oxidize a little bit.
nothing about it to me struck me as it being piss.
I mean, I like to think that we don't think it is piss, but I think there's got to be some piss in it. Otherwise, where is it? Like the women just have like a secret water store that you can only access if you finger them just right,
You're
like
saying
a camel.
some kind of inbuilt squirt tanker.
Yeah,
Saying.
that's something.
It's actually an urban legend. That's not what a woman's humps are for.
My older brother told me. It's a fact. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's got to be, because like where else does it come from or go?
What do you mean? Where does it go?
Like,
You saw it. Where it goes on Hammo's floor.
But what, they just save it up for like years?
Yeah.
Just like storing that thing?
Yeah. It's a good
Like
question.
much back to the wine analogy. Like, yeah, this is vintage 1988 Squirt.
No, too. It was a great year.
Great year for Squirt. It's full bodied.
Yeah, look, I don't know. It's one of life's great mysteries.
Dude, yeah, I don't know. I was like in a weird little window there where it happened like a few times. And the funniest one for me was like this.
You're on some kind of like purple patch of squirting?
Damp patch. Nothing purple about it, brother. I don't know what was wrong with that lady.
Wait, was this the same chick or you were on like you were just
There was just like a few in a row, yeah.
a few different squirters?
Yeah, just weirdly. To the point where it was like a little bit inconvenient by the end because I was living on like a single mattress on the floor and there just wasn't a lot of room to avoid it.
Oh, you're a fucking whinger. No, what do you mean? Anytime a dude makes a girl squirt, I feel like you just think, fucking oath, I am the king. I don't think I'd ever get bored of it.
Maybe word just got around that you were letting girls piss on you.
Yeah, I mean, I was the one in the forum. Putting that word out there on the street. Old number one mugs.
No, I don't think they would get a time where I'd be like, yes, it's becoming
But check this out. I thought this was quite funny because like one of the so she did it like the first time and maybe the second time we were together, which was at my place, and then we went to her place and she didn't. And I was like, fuck you. Like, this is just because you're not doing the washing here. Like, you know what I mean? Like, at my place, you're like, yeah, he's washing that. That's fine. At her place, you're like, I just did laundry.
I'm just picturing like Dan, like an old Greek family with just like plastic all over, like
Just hosing it down.
just plastic over all the furniture. It's purely
just like, wait, there's no plastic on your couch, but on your bed? It's like, yeah. What's with the hose piece in the bathroom? I wouldn't worry about it. It's got 6 different settings. Why is there lawn furniture in there? Because, the other time I was on the couch and I just don't want to deal with that shit again. You got a white statue on your bedside table? Just like, yeah, I just think it adds a bit of culture.
Yeah.
Mate, like the mattress, not good. A lot of moisture in there. Good for the herb garden, not good for the mattress. But yeah, I thought it was really funny that she
our
like
WOG
aimed it.
listeners are now rethinking
What their nonna's up to.
what they grew up in.
Just all these Italians be like, oh my God, Nonno.
Nonno was a big squirter.
Man, Nonno was a fucking king. He was doing it well into her 70s. What a boss.
That's why Papu got into tiling.
Some men in the backyard, the grass was getting too wet. Oh my goodness. We know why the mosaic was invented.
So
I like the finger al fresco, if possible.
So she was finger al fresco. The special today, the finger al fresco. So she could control. She wasn't gonna squirt on home turf, only at away games.
Look, maybe I'm giving myself credit. I just put in a bad shift there.
Yeah, you don't play well away from home.
Yeah, just seemed like she was just like, yeah, great.
I think part of the squirting, there is a psychological barrier to the squirting.
I believe so.
Yeah.
You got to believe you can do it.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the 900 in skateboarding.
They
Like
have-
somebody did it.
Yeah, it's a 4-minute mile.
They have to believe and they have to feel comfortable, relaxed, and then the squirting will begin. So maybe
And then the squirting will begin.
Says
Let
you
it commence.
Says you on the fucking one hitter over here. Let me tell you what it's like, folks. I did it one time.
hey, no, I've done it more than once. Just that was the most memorable one, Snortin and Squirtin.
No one else. It's not squirt.
I mean, it's good to have an episode title in the bank early doors. Snortin' squirtin'. But no, this is like funny. One of the floggers, Nick Flogger, wrote in for this one. Not sure what feedback you're getting on this one, but I dated a squirter, and I can assure you and the boys, it's not a myth. I'll tell you all about it one day. This is different. She was like a tap. I'm talking liters. It's not piss. And I said, did you have one of those rain gauges? And he's like, yeah, she filled a few of them, ruined my Airbnb rating. Away game. Always an away game.
Thank you, Nick, for writing in. That is good intel.
Can we?
I agree.
Can we put like some cabin folklore, some flog lore?
Flog law?
Flog lore. I think chicks only squirt away.
That's interesting.
Chicks don't squirt at home, or if it's at home, bathroom or kitchen.
Yep.
They are aware.
I think that makes sense. You can
like
say
it.
that. That's the psychological barrier. The platform 9 3/4.
Well, I dated a squirter, and so she moved in, and then she would squirt in our bed.
Okay. But I guess that flog lore is ruined.
Well.
Thanks, mate.
Yeah. Josh, if you can edit that out, please.
There will be no corrections on this podcast. Hearsay and rumor is where we exist, which is why I say Hamo went to prison.
Or she just never felt at home at your place, which is a bit sadder.
Yeah, Hamo, you should have made her feel comfortable, mate.
Yeah.
Well, it didn't last, actually. So
Well,
The squirting or the relationship?
the relationship. She actually randomly did come to my gig in Brisbane a few weeks ago, though.
you can tell which seat was hers.
Yeah, good chat. Actually, did deduct some money from my pay for cleaning fee.
Ticket fee, inside charge, cleaning fee. Why is there one chair wrapped in plastic? I'll tell you later.
Recarpeting.
My nonna's coming.
Just like you go to like one of those walk comedy shows, like walks out at work, and you're like, "What's with all the plastic?" We'll explain.
All right, here's something I wanted to talk about.
Something important. We should do a pilot ad
Should we do a
first.
pilot ad
Let's do a
first?
pilot ad.
So,
What
how
are we-
so I was thinking about this.
Here we go.
Because we now have people contributing pilot ads through the Patreon, which is going gangbusters, by the way. If you're interested in
This is
signing up.
the MFers in the Patreon. Mum's favorite.
Mum's
the Mark
favourite.
Wahlberg tier.
The Mark Wahlberg tier, they get to submit their own pilot ad read to us that we may or may not read, but we'll probably read if it's good.
We're reading it today.
We're reading it
You're
today.
the first cab off the rank, Tom. It was
I
written
saw
for you.
this because presumably, because I think we've had 2 come in, and I saw that one was directed at me, so I stopped reading because we've got to keep it sight unseen. But we're gonna have to work out some kind of system so we know that we don't accidentally read one that's for us, right? Like, did you see the other one? Was the other one for one of us?
The other one was for anybody. I had a skim, and I reckon we might get Hammer to do that next week.
It's got to be like a Kris Kringle, folks. You got to let us know if it's for a specific person or it's for a boy aged between 20 and 40. You know, when
Sorry?
you're at a Kris Kringle, you know?
What
are you talking about?
Kmart when you leave it underneath the tree on the way out. The cricket set for a boy aged 11.
I thought that was just like a price limit.
Sometimes they're specific.
You
know,
cannot have
it's a
spent more than $50 on this pilot ad. Let's make that very clear.
Haven't you ever seen that before? But it's like a present that specifies a boy age between these ages.
Is it like a suggestion in the store?
This is like when there's like they donate presents.
I'll donate presents. So
Yeah.
Tom was right. Tom was on that. No, I've never donated a present, and I think it shows in my personality.
You fucking Grinch.
If I
I am a huge cringe.
if I want Hamo to hear my suggestions, I need to shout hard enough that it leaches that wall and then hits him back like echolocation, like a bat. 'Cause he's not getting any of it direct to ear.
I think just mid-show you should text him.
I'm going to say something funny in 12 seconds. Please listen.
Please swivel.
Swivel.
It's so exciting when he like gets in shape for his like boxing fight and has a neck again. Actually, you don't want a neck for boxing. Apparently, what, you want a neck or you don't want a neck? You want a wide neck. They do neck exercises, these boxers.
You want a thick neck.
You want a strong
thick
neck.
Is it so you can swivel or so you can't get hit? Like your head don't move.
Yeah, so your head doesn't
cops
rattle.
Yeah, you want your brain just kind of stay put.
Really? Just neutral? Okay.
I want to be able to cop punches and it not shake around too much.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say you have a head that's made to cop punches, but I think so does Briar's, unfortunately.
Yeah, my nose was definitely designed for getting punched in the face.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I have no cartilage. It's just, I mean, I have no bone.
Was it designed that way? Or
So
did it?
the cocaine definitely helped, but it was also like that before the cocaine. Like,
Really?
there's no bone. It's just, look at that. It's just purely.
Did that help with the cocaine, you reckon? It was just like, just straight up, you know, you're like Michael Phelps, you know, you were genetically engineered to do things fast.
He did a lot of training, but he had the original equipment for it.
Yeah, look at that nostril span. Unbelievable. It's like a bloody bucket. But yeah, so this was submitted by Flogger Cameron on the MF tier. Tom, do you need it?
Yeah, I do.
All right.
Great support of the boys in the pod. Cam,
yes.
thank you.
And very, very good start to the Floggers submitting pilot ads.
Should we? I'll read this first, and we can do a quick plug of the Patreon. I reckon.
Yeah.
Hi, floggers. I'm Tom Witcombe. You may remember me as the flog that was too soft to come to Flog Bowl 1 and the flog that is probably too soft to come to Flog Bowl 2.
Spot on.
Because I'm a corporate yuppie who goes to work instead of day drinking in a Wahlburgers on a Monday. The only thing softer than me is my pigskin, which is what I call my penis. When I'm in the sack, even during our Travis and Taylor roleplay, I was reaching the end zone too quick. This is good. I gotta get up a job pilot. Leaving my wife to turn over while I thought about my phallic fumble. Fuck. But not anymore, because thanks to Pilot's ED medication, I am now really hard. Hard enough to look my boss in the eye and tell him I'm not coming in on Monday. Tom, if you're listening, my boss does listen to the podcast. Put Super Bowl 50? 40? What number is it?
52?
53, maybe?
After having Pilot, I can use my New York giant cock to San Francisco 69 her for hours and still be kicking like a Denver Bronco well into double overtime. I don't have to worry about a premature touchdown, and I can get my pigskin nice and firm like it's made out of Pittsburgh steel without even having to think about my beloved New England White Patriots. Use promo code FLOGGERS20 to save $20 on your first order. Pilot, hard made easy.
That was good stuff.
That's
really good work.
High bar set by Cameron.
That
there.
is also better than the usual stuff that Muggleton's peddling out there. So
Much better than what I'm doing. But I did think you missed the trick with the New England Patriots there because they were Deflategate. You know, thought he could have hit that.
Oh, that's true.
Deflated footballs.
there we go. Well, either way,
I like the pigskin thing though
some strong
because
stuff,
Jewish people don't like Tom being inside them, so that checks.
Does that check?
That checks.
Pigskin. Okay. Yeah.
Get
Yeah.
it?
Yep.
They don't like pork,
Yep. Cool. Yep. Not kosher.
and you don't like Jews.
Right. Oh, okay. Now I see it.
is it that Tom doesn't like them or the Jewish chicks don't like Tom?
Oh, I'd say column A, column B, or Porque no los dos. If we're sticking with the French theme.
Patreon's going gangbusters, by the way. We've had a lot of support early doors. Exclusive episodes.
Extra flog tent.
Extra flog tent. You can't
More
get anywhere
cabin.
else than behind the paywall.
And I got to say, I don't know if we've mentioned this, but the cabin, the Patreon only cabin, unintentionally, I want to make this very clear for anyone who's just listening regularly, is very good.
Yes. Yeah.
It's
Nick
often-
Capper one was great. I think the Elliot McLaren you said was really good as well.
Oh, I had a big laugh at the Elliot McLaren one. That was
If you
good.
think we're funny in regular form, wait till you get on the Patreon. We don't mean to be funnier, but most of the time it has been happening.
It has been happening. I don't know if it's because we need a warm up. Because we tend to do the Patreon after this one?
Yeah, this is us clearing our throat.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then we really cut loose.
Yeah, and I think by going through this in such detail, we've all but assured that the Patreon episode today is going to be garbage. We've really fucking talked it up.
I got a plan to make Hamo squirt again.
All right, in the kitchen.
I got some garbage bags ready to go.
I've got a bag of cocaine. We're snorting and squirting.
In the cabin.
In the cabin.
Do you reckon a cabin would be a good place to squirt? Because it
Yeah.
would seep into the wood.
No. What if you... with the proper finish.
Are we talking about like Dan's house, or are we talking about an actual
Wood cabin.
I'm talking about a wood cabin.
Oh well, I would love to squirt on your couch.
I don't have the couch, dude. We need the couch. We're just at the floor.
Yeah, I'd squirt on the floor.
It's unpolished.
All right.
And like it's it's a rental, so who gives a shit?
Rental couch, rental house.
Rental house. I was going to say, I was thinking about this. Should we start recording the cabin inside a sauna? Because that looks like a cabin.
Okay. Well, considering we already did that for the Christmas episode last year,
We don't have to turn the sauna on. I just think we should have a cold sauna and just record in there.
so you want sauna aesthetic, but not the actual.
I want sauna aesthetic. And then I want someone to squirt on the coals and we can figure out whether it's piss or not.
If my experience going to a public sauna in Bondi is anything to go by, we're going to have a lot of people asking to guest on the podcast. Because it's big Joe Rogan energy in every sauna I've been a part of. They can be like, can I come on and talk about intermittent fasting, please? Can I?
Well, that'd be
Is that a
funny.
possibility?
Yeah, if we made it like it was a public sauna and we just we did the pod while there's some like fat naked dudes sitting around us.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be pretty fun.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind that at all. That'd really get the YouTube numbers up.
Would we be
Pornhub?
Would we be in towels or would we be dressed as if we're just like going about our day?
Oh, look, I think they're both funny in their own way. I think we could mix it up.
I think if there's big fat dudes in towels and us fully clothed, that's the epitome of humor.
Yeah. Okay.
That's quite good.
Yeah.
I think that'd be good.
They get you to 30,000 followers on Instagram, I reckon.
Yeah.
Get you?
But Hammer would be there too. You know?
Yeah,
It's
that's
like when
true.
you play fantasy football and you got the quarterback and they've got the receiver. You're like, who's going to win this one?
Yeah. What we need to do is start manufacturing some reels that make you and I really funny, but Hamo really dislikable. so people start unfollowing Hamo and following us.
I mean, I don't know if you remember what we've edited out of the podcast recently. He's been doing his best.
He's trying.
I think he might have bet on me. You know what I mean? This might be some Pakistani cricketer shit going
Have you seen the latest odds?
Bit of match fixing. It's just like, oh no, another bad reel from me. Oh.
Dan's at 20-1. I'm like, fucking hell.
It's just like the final montage in Snatch. It's like you realise he's been inside the whole time. You got to go down in the fourth. Turns out the Pikey bet on himself.
What was the thing? What was the thing we were going to kind of? We had a thing we were working towards, weren't we?
Were we?
I thought there was a thing.
When?
I was going to talk about sluts.
Oh, do you want to? There it is. That's what it was.
Clip it. Clip it. Yeah, so Hamo, you brought this. We didn't ask you to do this. I just want to distance myself from this premise.
No.
We're like, what are we talking about today? You're like, I've got, what is it, a list?
A list of people who take a lot of dicks, and then I suggested maybe we do them on the Patreon, and you're like, no, we want the whole world to see this.
People want to hear this.
I'm going to put it out there. If it's a list of people who take a lot of dicks and it's women only, that is homophobic.
It's not a list. It's not a list of people that take a lot of dicks. It's not a specific people. It's been in the news a lot recently. There's those OnlyFans chicks that are going to like schoolies and they're running like fucking like 50 guys in a day. And I think even the most progressive supporters of anti-slut shaming and that sex work is real work, even those people would probably be like, that is just too many dicks in a day.
Well, I thought one yesterday, it was like she did 55 schoolies in a day. But what'd she do with the other 23 hours and 5 minutes?
Yeah.
These guys are 18, fucking an escort for the first time. They're coming quick.
Yeah.
And it was like a whole sporting team, I think, was one of them. And
that's good team
it's
bonding.
it's a lot
touch, pause, hold, engage.
it's a lot of cock.
It's a lot of cock.
And so
It's 55 cocks.
I saw this chat thread of like guys
Do you
just.
reckon one of these OnlyFans models has seen the story that we broke from last year's school list of all the private school boys bored by themselves? Like, we got to do something.
Man, there is absolutely no supply, but I know there's demand. I did microeconomics 1.
So here's 5 of the best ways to describe someone who's taken heaps of cock.
I was told to expect 10.
Well, there's 4. This is my top 5, and then we've got an extra 5 for the Patreon.
What, the honourable
She's
mentions?
splitting it across episodes. What an
We're
advertisement.
going to be doing 10, 8, 6, 4, and
Yeah,
2 on this, and then 9, 7, 5, 3, and 1.
It's like those lists of the best footballers on Facebook. It's like 3 but no 1 and
Yeah.
7. You're like, oh.
It's like McDonald's Monopoly. Like, we left the best one. It's very hard to get. You got to pay for it.
All right, 5 ways to describe
Go on.
Hamo's top 5 ways to describe someone who's taken heaps of cock.
So can we just before you get into this, are these like commonly used phrases, or are these
Yes.
phrases that you've come up with?
These are ones that I have found on the internet that I really liked.
Okay,
I
that you're-
compiled them together.
Did you
Okay.
research this?
Somewhat,
On tour?
yes.
This is what you were doing on tour?
I saw a list and I saw comments with more of it, but I spent about an hour going through picking my favorites because I was like, this would be great for the cabin.
Dude,
This is the
a
kind of-
content aggregation.
Yeah.
This could take us to the stars.
There we go.
Okay.
And I thought this is the stuff that people want to hear. So, my top 5 ways to describe someone who's taken heaps of cock. More Rogers than a policeman's radio.
Yep. Okay. Got it.
Yep. Banged more times than Stevie Wonder's toe.
This is what this is it? This is not what I was thinking this was going to be.
Smashed more times than a toddler's iPad.
Okay.
Yeah. Why is that one taking you a while to get?
Because like the toddler's iPad, they have like the guard on them so you can't smash
But
them.
they
You know, they got a
usually-
case.
No, but even that's usually got like cracks in it.
I don't know about this.
All right. I really like this one because it was a bit more cultural.
More cultural?
How did you do that?
She's seen more ceilings than Michelangelo.
See, that's good. Now you're in.
Yeah.
I feel like the first few you were kind of in like the mad demographic, and now you've entered the flogosphere.
Yeah, there's
Okay.
one Redditor who was loving it.
And this one this one was my favorite. She's as tight as a dying man's handshake.
As tight as a dying man's handshake's fantastic.
But factually, that implies she hasn't had that many dicks, or she's kegling a lot in between the cock taking.
What are you wait? Oh wait, I thought tight as in like
She's as tight as a dying man's handshake. I mean, a dying man's handshake is very not tight.
Oh, I thought it was like very tight because like the rigor mortis, like like he's clenched and
No, he's still alive.
dead man, dying man.
man's handshake.
I apologize.
Very weak,
Very weak.
limp wristed.
Okay, I apologize.
It's a giant gaping hole. Come on.
And if anyone's wondering, this is in a note in Hammer's phone, just labeled sluts. And underneath there's a list of names. What is?
I had a picture of Tom's mum.
If you want to, if you want to hear the
I'm
other
so
ones,
sorry to my best friend Nick.
if you want to hear the
best
ones,
pal.
if you want to hear the ones that were left off that amazing list,
Can you imagine? Can you imagine what wasn't good enough?
These are the fish that John West chooses. Imagine what he rejects.
there's 6 more that you can only hear on the Patreon.
Yeah.
There we go.
I feel like, and I don't want to sound cynical here, if Tom and I had reacted to that like it was the funniest thing in the world, it would be our highest performing reel of all time.
Do you think so?
I couldn't sleep at night, but it would be.
We can do it again, and you guys can pretend to laugh.
Nah.
You know what I'll do? I'll just edit in some real laughs from earlier in the episode and make it look. We'll have the laughs in post.
This is how to do it. So do the list and then cut to the new couch on Yeah Mad and everyone laughing and then back to Hammer.
We should actually do that, is take out some peanut gallery content from the Yeah Man gallery, get them reacting to our podcast.
Actually, no, cut to Hammer reacting on the thing. So he's reacting to his own list. Hammerception. We did it. We finally did it.
Yeah.
Hammer's like, I wrote that one. High five, Sath, or whatever the fuck.
And then Stitch incoming, it's Hemo again.
Well, you know, that list was on the Blokes Advice Facebook page. And
That still exists.
yeah.
BA's still there?
BA is still there.
Oh, man. One of the great Facebook mysteries.
One of the founders of BA is actually fighting in the podcast Royale as well.
Are you allowed to say who it is, or is this like Bloke's code?
Yeah, it's
Honor
like, he's
code?
like Banksy. Those who know, but you can't say it.
Blokesy.
Blokesy.
I mean,
Hammer, you're going to love listening to this episode, dude.
Blokesy.
There we go.
I can't remember his name. But
It's always a weird moment where you realize that Hamo didn't choose not to laugh. He just didn't hear it.
No.
We're like, oh, Hamo didn't think that was funny. It's like, oh, no, he had no idea what I said.
Yeah, that's why, like, in the
can't-
Yeah Mad thing, he laughs at his own jokes the most because he's reading them.
Yeah.
He's got the source material. He's
Yeah.
like, fuck, this is pretty funny.
He reads it out loud, then
So-
he reads it in his head, he laughs. He goes, someone should say this.
before you're about to say a joke, if you could write it down and pass it to me.
I mean, we did literally say that earlier this episode as a method to solve this problem. Good to know you weren't listening to that either.
Oh, yeah, you said text it to me.
Yeah, there it is.
No, but I like it printed out.
Yeah, that's true.
Every time Hamo watches this, is like Memento.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
humor. What was I going to say? Oh, this tour. Sorry, I got a thing from your tour that baffled me, and I wanted clarification.
Oh, yeah, we didn't
talk about this.
Came up on the group
just,
chat.
You just did FNQ, Far North Queensland, very successful.
Well, some of it I think they refer to as CNQ.
CNQ. What's that?
Well, there's Central Queensland, CQ,
Uh-huh.
and then there's North Queensland.
So this is Central Northern Queensland.
So like Gladstone is like more like CQ rather than NQ.
Okay.
But anyway, is there a CNQ as well? Or did you just make that up?
I made that up. I meant Central Queensland. Then there's North Queensland.
Yeah.
Right. But so it's I don't know
There's
where
FCQ.
I don't know where the cutoff is.
Central
I did
Queensland.
read. I did read.
ICQ?
There was an interesting thing in the paper.
They still use that up there.
In Townsville, they had an interesting thing in the paper on, I think it's the Townsville Express or something like that, that they were saying that North Queensland wants to separate and break off as its own state.
They want to secede.
Yeah.
Oh,
they want to
really?
be like a North Queensland state.
If one of them can spell secede, they might make it happen.
yeah.
We just want to fucking go. Is that law?
Yeah.
Is it SECEDE?
That is correct.
Yeah. Spelling.
You could help him. You could be their governor. You could be the prime minister of FNQ.
Well, I can spell and I kind of speak their language. So, yeah.
What would they call the leader of like Far North Queensland never succeeds? Like the big fella,
Big fella.
the BF, and the
Yeah.
deputy BF,
Top bloke.
top bloke,
Yeah.
King Kane or something like that.
King Kane.
Well, they love their, it's the cane toads. They love they've also like.
they love cane toads up there.
But
don't they?
also
They
like-
love them. Can't
Can't
get
get
enough
enough.
of them. They're
but
so
also
glad they're
like
there.
cane sugar, it's a big.
I'm aware of cane sugar, yeah.
Wait. Do you think cane sugar and cane toads are related? Is that
I
a
think
thing?
so. I think so. I think it's not just a name thing.
No.
Dude, and you know who introduced cane toads to Australia? Michael Caine.
They made a movie about him. I think it's called Citizen Kane, and
You're going to love these fucking toads.
You know the cane toad's favorite wrestler? Kane. That wasn't a bad Michael Caine.
I was debating it back and forth in my head. What does Michael Caine sound like?
Pretty good, Tom.
Pretty good. Tom, take it. You deserve it. First good impression.
Do it again.
Absolutely not.
It's a one-hitter.
It was pretty good. I really liked it.
So Far North Queensland's going to secede from Australia.
Well,
and you're going to lead the movement.
I asked Shad about this, and he said that they've been talking about it for a very long time. So I don't know. It just could be flaring up again. With
I'm sure it was very in-depth discussion as well. Well, what if we just fucking left, eh?
Yeah.
Well, bloody South Queensland, they're bloody all Mexicans down there, fucking south of the border.
It's funny when
Why
you
don't
think
we just
that,
fucking
North
go off on our own?
It's funny when you think North Queensland, think of Brisbane as woke,
Yeah.
Mate, think about it. We'd get twice the state of origin.
We could do Queensland versus Queensland. Every year Queensland would win.
So, yes, what's your question about Queensland?
So you went on to it with Shad Wicker, former podcast guest, and host of the Shad and Pete Save the World podcast. Good podcast, friends of the pod.
Yeah.
And you also went into it with Abby.
Yes.
From Yeah Mad.
From the OG crew. Come on.
Formerly of Yeah Mad.
Yes.
It'd be on the Wikipedia page, Yeah Mad.
Yeah. I went on tour with Abby from the OG crew.
And
we
I messaged you saying, oh, is she doing stand-up comedy? And you said, no. She's doing the 5-minute warning before the show. What's going on? Why is she on tour? Does she just want to go to Queensland?
Abby recently left her job as being a bar manager.
Okay.
And now she's full-time doing her YouTube channel.
Okay.
And she has a subscription service through Instagram that she makes money out of.
A subscription service?
Yeah.
What's that subscription service called?
No,
It's
it's an Instagram one.
Oh,
It's a thing.
I thought this was just spicy link in
Yeah.
bio and
No,
that
it's
kind
not
of
that.
shit.
She doesn't do that. No, she just she has.
I thought you were being subtle for the first time
but
in your life.
She has thousands of subscribers on Instagram subscriptions.
Right.
And then
What does she put on there?
just stories, videos, and photos that you just
Photos of Hamo's feet mostly. That's what the people want. Actually, all the flogs have their hogs out today. Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It's all
Oh, the
I've been
dog's out,
trying to
not the
keep-
hogs out. We've all got our cocks out. Jump across the YouTube. You're going to love it.
We will do that one time.
Yeah, but
Patreon.
so she
New
came with
episode.
you. I'm just trying to figure this out because I just thought she was doing comedy and I was wondering how she was going.
Was she vlogging with you?
She was videoing and stuff like that. But yeah, so I just asked her, I said, hey, do you want to come on the road? And I thought that it would be a great cross promotion to be like, hey, she's on the road with me as well. I'm sure that helped sell tickets because I just posted photos that we were coming. And so the first couple of shows, she did photos at the end when I was signing books, but people were like, oh, I thought Abby was going to get on stage. And I was like, Abby,
Well, I was one of those people. I thought Abby was going to get on stage.
But she's, this is a new process for her. She hasn't been doing much on stage. So I thought, let's just dip your toes in, Abs, by you just letting everyone know the show's going to start in 5 minutes. Say, hey.
Dip your toes in, take photos of those toes.
And
Dip them again, take a video.
She would say a little joke like, get a quick drink. Hamo's a lot funnier when you're drunk, something like that, just to...
She's a natural.
And
then they all laughed and they had to drink.
Yeah. She did get booed.
She got booed?
In Townsville. I think...
Why?
I can't remember what had happened. I was trying to video it, but then these...
5 minutes isn't long enough. We want more time.
So that was pretty funny, but she did great, and it was great having her on the road, and we had a fantastic time. Big shows. The only one which was a kind of it went well despite it almost being a disaster was Mackay, because for some reason they decided to put their hand up to do a big show, even though they only had seats for 150 people and 80 people had to stand the whole time.
That's not good.
Full on. Looked like a lot to control.
It was a pool table up the back. The AV, the microphone barely worked, and they had these psychedelic lights flashing. It was like a beer garden that does drug fueled party shows on weekends.
Drug-fueled party shows. Cool.
Flashing lights. It was magic mushroom pictures in the green room, and I'm like, this would be a great place.
No, dude, that's part of your rider. It's like, what's all this drug paraphernalia?
Well, he also made a big deal about us trying to get a few free beers.
Oh, you would have hated that.
Yeah.
Did you have to pay for your schnitzel to become a palmy?
Yeah, no. Well, we did get we got a free meal, but they made it like a big deal for us to get a couple of cans of beer. And
Free meal, but no cans
and
of
I
beer
just
is
thought,
weird.
like, we've got 230 people here. You haven't even got enough bar stuff. I'm like, come on, mate. Like, give me some beers. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Reluctantly, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
nice.
But anyway,
Good tour.
people seem to have a good time. That was fine. But Gladstone was big on the Wednesday. We had the I did the Alpha Blokes podcast and went to their HQ, and holy shit, that place is impressive. It's just like this giant.
Which you were going to tell us a story about that on the Patreon, I believe.
I do have an Alpha Blokes.
Wow, Tom, nice segue.
Yeah, I've got an Alpha Blokes.
This
out,
segue sitch brought to you by $14.50 a month. Very reasonable price for the Flogtron.
Yeah.
Those guys are awesome. They also plugged my show the week before on the Alpha Blokes podcast.
That's nice.
Which is very nice of them. And
Were they both alphas? These blokes?
they're not. No, they're not what we think of as being an alpha bloke.
Are they not CEOs?
They're just two fun-loving country fellas from Gladstone that have one of the biggest pods in the country.
It is huge, isn't it? Yeah.
Well, they had so many guys with Alpha Blokes hats at a lot of the gigs, and
Were these trucker hats, perchance?
they're trucker hats, and
Get
but you
out
can
of here.
spot them by the trucker hats that say Alpha Blokes on them, but also the mullets. They're big on the mullets, so that's usually
What?
a big giveaway. Yeah, it's a
No
shock.
way.
But I asked, I'm like, shout out to the Alpha
Wait,
Blokes
were these
boys.
guys maybe drinking beers out of cans?
They drink.
Or they're drinking Bundy rum in a can?
Drink Bundy rum.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of Queenslanders will go rum over beer, which it seems a little bit un-Australian to me. But I,
Tell them
That's why they got us to seed. It's like, we drink rum up here, mate.
there's
Beer's
there's
fucked.
nothing wrong with having the rum. I enjoy the rum, but they start on the rum. You've got to have like 6 to 8 beers before you go to the rum.
Do they go to the beer eventually, or do they just stay on the rum
Stay
the
on
whole
the
time?
rum.
That's so much sugar.
That's a lot of
It's
sugar.
a lot of sugar.
Jesus
It
Christ. This is why
so-
we're not alpha blokes.
But
Worried about the glucose content of a night out.
it was quite a humbling moment in Gladstone on a Wednesday night when I gave a shout out to the Alpha Blokes boys, who fans of the Alpha Blokes podcast. Huge roo. I'm like, what about my podcast? We got any floggers in? Dead silence.
Good.
Just
Good
absolute dead
stuff.
silence. And I'm like, well, look, I know, like, sometimes people don't admit it, but they come to me afterwards and they say that they are a fan. So sometimes we've got cowards. Probably a bunch of you cowards don't play it off, but it is quite humbling. But I keep doing it because one of these days it will be loud, I hope.
Yeah, I got to say, my show in Perth at Oasis Comedy Club, great comedy club. Lots of floggers in there. That was probably the loudest I've had. Yeah,
You asked at the start of the show?
at the end.
Okay.
When I'm doing my plugs,
Maybe
letting
that's-
people know what's going on.
Maybe I need to ask at the end after the show's gone all right. Maybe they'll have more confidence. And
Yeah, you got to say it. You do it before your last joke. You tell them thanks for coming. You mention your merch and your photos in your book, and then you do your last joke.
I was doing it straight off the bat.
That's fucked, dude. That's
Well, I
at the
told you
start.
when Pete James was opening for me in Brisbane, he made the mistake of asking, who here has seen Tom before? I was in the room when he asked. I just came into everyone laughing at me because no one's made any noise at all. And I'm like, what the fuck happened? I came into Pete James going, that's what you want when you come to Brisbane for your comedy tour. No one coming back. And I'm like, oh no, something horrible's happened while I was out. But I did have a handful of vloggers in attendance. So that was good signs.
There you go.
Yeah, I think Brisbane and Perth are flog strongholds. to
That's
be
good.
fair. But actually, sorry, we were supposed to mention this, and now's a good time to do it. We're going to have a live event happening in Sydney.
Yes, we are.
We're going to have a Flog Cabin live event. It's big. This is probably the biggest live thing we've ever done, I believe.
Yes.
It'd be great if any of you backed me up.
I agree.
Just silence, just pure silence.
I got an
huge event.
I've got an
exclusive, Flog exclusive.
I've got an
Flog
Alpha
exclusive.
Blokes thing that night I'm going to have to go to, unfortunately. But I'm sure it's going to be great.
Seeing Tom in a trucker hat would freak me out. What's the theme of the party?
Can we say date? Can we say
we
venue?
absolutely
Can we say any of that
date.
kind of stuff?
It'll all be on sale, and it'll be in the description for this week's episode and on the Flog Cabin link tree by the time this comes out. It is the 20th of December. 20th of December.
What day of the week is that?
Friday night.
Friday night, 7:30 p.m. at Crowbar, Sydney in Leichhardt. Big music venue. We've been running shows there as the running joke, and they've been awesome. And we're going to do a Flog Cabin show. There's going to be some stand-up, and it's going to be followed by the first annual Flogie Awards.
Huge. Who's going to get the
Huge.
Golden Flogie this year?
Who knows? Could be
Who
Corey
knows?
Worthington again. Undefeated. Kyle Sanderland's a contender.
And what else are we going to do? Tell us more about the details of this show, Dan.
Well, there's going to be some laughs. And there's going to be some vlogs.
Who cares about the details? We'll be there. It's going to be funny. There's going to be just some mayhem.
It's going to be what, my last show of the year in Sydney, like last stand-up show. Your last show of the year, stand-up show in Sydney. Surely,
going to Evoca the
Everyone.
next day?
In Sydney. That's not Sydney,
It's
bro.
my last show in
Do
Sydney.
not suggest fucking Evocas in Sydney, you dog.
I'm doing some shows in Perth after that.
Yeah, but in Sydney, dude.
Yeah, okay.
Last
sorry.
Sydney show of the
my
year.
God. Yes, my last show in Sydney.
Big moment. Going to
Yeah.
be a big one.
It's gonna be good.
I
And
may-
If you've seen Tom do comedy before, you're not allowed to come.
You don't have to tell them. I don't want to be there.
Now, I may or may not be making a Fifi at the If you want to see how to make a sex toy with a towel and a rubber glove, I'll be doing a live demo and also allowing floggers to finger it.
Yeah.
So,
and you'd be like, fuck, how
there
does
we
he
go.
make it squirt? That's crazy. It's like a ventriloquist. You take a big glass of water at the same time.
there we go.
We will be doing it in our flog tree on order. So anyone on the Brewski with Drewski kick gets to finger it first, followed
Yeah.
by the mum's favorite, followed by the Paul Wahlberg, and then down to Donnie Wahlberg.
What more do you want?
What more do you want? Details, I guess. But,
Us too.
but yeah, it's going to be huge. It's going to be really fun. So
So one more
get
time the
tickets
date?
to that.
December
20th,
20th.
7:30 p.m.
At
Friday,
Crowbar.
December 20th, Crowbar in Sydney. Going to be huge. And for the people on the Flog Trion, we some of your membership benefits get you free tickets
Oh, yeah.
to this kind of stuff.
Good stuff.
So very excited.
What tier is that gets
That is the Mark Wahlberg tier. So Flogger Cameron, who sent in today's pilot ad, will get to come for free.
Oh yeah, we might even read a Flogger's pilot ad live, perhaps at the Flogies.
I mean, if only some details were known.
Anything could happen, really.
We're going to find out together, folks. So, all right, that's plenty of cabin. Let's switch over to that Patreon. You got that Alpha Bloke story, and I've got, not to big up this too hard, we got sent a DM about a real movie apparently called Handjob Cabin, where there's a ghost that gives people hand jobs until they die. And I have written a scene for that film featuring the flogs because we might be getting some cash from our sponsor to make a trailer for that film.
Huge.
Big.
I think I've been method acting. I mean, I've been preparing for this role my whole life.
What?
I've been
Getting jerked off by ghosts?
getting jerked off in general. I stood by myself, but I feel like
it's going to be hard. This is my first time getting jerked off. But I'm glad Hammo's there as a steady hand, a veteran presence.
I was so worried all those hand jobs were for nothing.
and if they get on the Patreon, I'm also going to be listing another 5 ways to describe someone who's taken a lot of dick.
I think we can all agree we need 5 more. I remember.
These are the good ones, folks.
I'm thinking 5 less.
Wait, was you doing 10 to 6? So you did 10 to 6 on the regular podcast. Not getting 5 to 1.
That was the top 5.
Oh, okay.
I was just trying to hype it up, but thanks for ruining it, Tom.
But as we know, Hammer hasn't known how to list things for about a year and a half.
Yeah, that's true. That's on me.
He's never built up to
It could
anything. The squirting was a complete fluke.
Remember very early in this podcast where the lists felt like a very crucial part to it? We haven't done one of those.
Bringing it back for the holidays.
I tried to bring it back today. You guys wouldn't
Yeah.
laugh at my fucking shit list, but all right.
What are you talking about? You were laughing at your own list heaps,
Yeah.
according to that clip.
It got pretty good at the start.
Maybe we
All
could
right.
turn it into some kind of
We
draft.
gotta wrap it up.
All right.
Stay flogged up.
Check the dodgems.
Bye.